Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you the difference between air fried, baked and pan fried sweet potato fries. I'm also gonna share with you a recipe for homemade ketchup because honestly it is so much better than anything you can get in the store. So first step, we are gonna get the sweet potato ready. Here I'm using a white sweet potato, but you can use any sweet potato you like. The most common type is an orange sweet potato, which is a bit healthier than the white one, but my husband likes the white sweet potatoes better, so that's what I'm using here. Since I'm not using an organic potato, I'm peeling it and also getting rid of any brown spots. Now onto cutting the sweet potato. I have to admit that I really don't like cutting sweet potatoes because they are so hard to cut. When I'm working with a large sweet potato like this one, I cut it crosswise first. Then I cut each half lengthwise and then each quarter into slices. The slices should be about 1/4 of an inch thick so that you can then cut each slice into 1/4 of an inch fries. When the sweet potato is cut into fries, add it to a bowl filled with cold water to help remove some of its starch content. This helps the centers get tender and the outsides get crispy when you bake or pan fry the fries. To be perfectly honest, I find that air fried sweet potato fries are crispy whether you soak the sweet potatoes or not. So in reality, I don't actually soak the sweet potatoes because I use an air fryer. Dry the sweet potatoes thoroughly using a piece of paper towel or a regular kitchen towel. This step is really important because if there is any water left on the sweet potatoes, they will steam instead of crisping up when you air fry them, bake them, or pan fry them. The last step is tossing the sweet potatoes with some olive oil. If you're avoiding oil, you can skip this step. The fries will just have a slightly drier texture. Last but not least, let's air fry, bake, and pan fry the sweet potatoes. As you can see, the visual difference between air fried, baked, and pan fried sweet potato fries isn't all that big. As far as the texture goes, you will have to wait for the taste test at the end of this video. Now that we have the sweet potato fries ready, let's make the ketchup. As you would expect, we'll start with tomatoes. The sweeter and darker in color the tomatoes, the better. You want the ketchup to have lots of flavor and nice deep red color. To give the tomatoes an extra depth of flavor, we'll roast them first. So cut the tomatoes in half and place them cut side up on a baking sheet. Roast the tomatoes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. While the tomatoes are roasting, let's get all the other ingredients ready. Chop half of an onion and a clove of garlic. Saute the aromatics in a little bit of olive oil over medium heat until sweet and lightly browned. You could roast the onion and garlic together with the tomatoes, but I'll be sauteing the tomatoes once they're done roasting. And when you saute the tomatoes together with the aromatics, it just adds another layer of flavor. When the tomatoes are done roasting, add them to the saucepan together with some tomato paste, apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, and salt. You could also add some spices. Allspice is really nice, for instance, and stir. transfer all the ingredients into a blender and blend until completely smooth. Once you're happy with the consistency, transfer the ketchup into a bowl or a jar, and that's it. Crispy sweet potato fries with homemade ketchup.
We've got 3 types of sweet potato fries here: air fried, baked, and pan fried. And I have to say that the #1 reason I got an air fryer was because I could never get baked sweet potato fries crispy. I know I sort of gave it away, but which ones are the best?
Air fried, hands down.
Yes.
They are crispier for longer, is why they're the best. Whereas pan fried and oven baked, you can get them crispy, no doubt, but it's really so much work to keep them crispy. Like, you have to serve them very hot, right out of the pan, right out of the oven. They lose that crispiness very fast. Like, within, how fast would you say?
A few minutes.
Like minutes. So,
as they cool down, they become limp.
You have to keep them hot. So the air fryer is much better for that reason. It's the least amount of maintenance when you're making this recipe. Whereas in the pan, you have to make sure that they don't burn. You have to keep like mixing them around and like make sure that there's no char marks or anything on there. And it's just a lot of work for a very limited amount of time you can eat them. So if you can swing it, just do the air fried. If you can't, pan fried.
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.